Better Together podcast.
Welcome to the Better Together podcast from the Fuquay Arena Chamber of Commerce. We are recording today from the Dashmore Conference Room and Studio, sponsored by Rescued Wood Rehab. I am your host, Marty Woodward from Rescued Wood Rehab, and here with the one, the only, Brad from Greater Culture CrossFit. Brad, how the heck are you? And you know what? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. This is exciting. We've got a full year of podcasts under our belts, just about. Which is crazy.
This is crazy. We've been doing this, and I can't believe that we haven't had this next guest here all this time. We've done all these recordings, and she's been right down the hall.
Yeah, it took a little encouraging from you to get her here in the studio.
We had to drag her in, but she's in the holiday spirit.
Yeah, so we've got a special guest with us today. We've got Christie Cook, Membership Director for Chamber of Commerce here in Fuquay Arena. So Christie, thanks for spending some time with us today.
Absolutely, guys. I'm excited.
You excited, Christie?
We're excited because we're going a little off the cuff with this one. We're excited to just have a conversation to get to know Christie a little bit better and what her role is here and how she's seen the chamber evolve over the years. And so, Christie, give us a little background onto how you got involved with the Chamber of Commerce here in Fuquay Arena.
Wow. Okay, so I have a great story. Marty, actually, I've talked to him about this before. Several people already know it too, but so my background is in newspaper. I came from the News and Observer. I worked there for 35 years, and I was in sales. While I was at the News and Observer, Fuquay Arena was my territory, part of my sales territory. So I was here. I was here all the time, and I ended up being on the board here at this chamber for 6 years. Served as an ambassador for many years, and also on the marketing committee and on the steering team of the Professional Women's Leadership Association here at the chamber. So I was immersed in the Fuquay Chamber, and as a matter of fact, when I would go back to work at the newspaper, they would say, "You just need to go work for the chamber because your heart is in Fuquay Arena."
You spent more time here than you did working. Okay.
Unfortunately, I think I probably did. But yeah, so then all these many years later, I'm here, and it's just been amazing. I love what I do. I love Fuquay. I love this chamber. It's just been a blessing.
And I think so many members sense that, they feel that, they can get that notion from you, especially when they interact with you. And so talk to us about what that transition was like of going from News and Observer, being really involved with the chamber and on the board and as an ambassador, to finally being like, hey, I'm going to be employed by the Chamber of Commerce. What was that process like?
So I took a little bit of time off. I left the News and Observer in 2019, and my plan was to just take about 6 months off and then just go back to work in a less stressful job because, as I said, I was in sales. But then COVID came, and time just went by, and then this job became available. And I came in to talk to Kate Davis, who was our executive director at the time, about the job. And not only was the timing right, it just felt right. And so I just really felt like I was coming back home in a lot of ways. I was anxious to get back involved in this community. It was a blessing to me that I knew so many businesses. I knew so many people from my days of selling newspaper here in this market, and so it was like a homecoming in a lot of ways. Good to see people. I felt like I had a little bit of advantage here at the chamber because I did know a lot of people. So really, the transition was easy peasy, I think. And then it's just watching it grow and meeting all the new people. It's just been icing on the cake.
So you kind of came into the chamber or came back to the chamber at a time when everything was kind of knocked down, including, other businesses because of COVID and including the chamber. Everything was kind of knocked down. And that rebuilding experience for businesses, for the Chamber of Commerce, tell us about kind of what that experience has been like.
Wow, it's been amazing. It's been great to watch it, take place. I think the community as a whole was ready for growth. It was happening obviously by default, but the energy behind the growth, I think the businesses were ready for that, and I think having a chamber here that has really committed to helping the businesses and getting out in the community, not just business to business, but business to community. I think has helped and given spirit and life behind the businesses in the community.
And so the Chamber of Commerce is so like immersed into all the things that are going on here in Fuquay Arena. Can you give us kind of some favorite stories of some of the new things that are happening at the Chamber of Commerce?
My goodness, favorite stories? Well, I will just say it's just warmed my heart. Okay, here's a perfect example for me. It's just really cool. I know you probably talked to Dustin when he was here about our launch program, and it has just been really awesome for me to sit back and watch some of these businesses who came in to our launch program fresh, raw, not knowing a whole lot about starting a business, going through that program, and now we're watching them flourish. They've several of them have joined the chamber. We have some of them as ambassadors now at the chamber. To me, that's just a really great story, and we see it happening every time we see a new launch class come through. So that's really been cool. Gosh, just new businesses. It's just every day. We have people coming through the door, moving here from California, Colorado, New York, wherever, and so many of them are starting businesses here in Fuquay. And what I love is they are saying to us that Fuquay's been very welcoming and that they feel good and they feel confident opening up their business here in Fuquay Arena. So to me, that's a great story altogether.
Yeah, it's incredible when you think about how many have joined just in the last couple of years. I mean, it's been 250 plus businesses joined in the last couple of years here, which is incredible. You've gotten a chance to see a lot of that growth. And so I'm curious, over these last 5 or 6 years of being in your position, what are the ways in which you've continued to help and support the Chamber to grow? What are the ways you've kind of put your stamp on the way that we interact with businesses and connect with others in the community? Because I'm sure it's changed a little bit over these 6 years.
It has. I mean, quite honestly, what I hear, and I'm proud of it, is I feel I'm from here. You know, I'm local. I'm not from Fuquay, but I'm from North Carolina, and I'm from a small town in North Carolina. So people say that I'm welcoming and that I have a southern, I got my Southern Belle thing going on it, really. I love people. And so really nothing has changed except that I have to be understanding. When people come through the door, I have to understand they're not from around here. Honestly, I know that's an old saying, but it's true. And we see that, and we see that, people come in and their expectations may be different, or, whatever may be different. And we are like, well, we got to roll with them. We got to do things the way that they do them, but also, keeping true to the way we do things around here. And not, I don't mean here in the chamber, I mean in Fuquay. So I don't know. I just feel like I kill people with kindness. That's just who I am.
Christie, as the membership director, I think I speak for many, is that you're kind of like that constant. We might have different board members or different ambassadors or even different presidents or directors, and you've kind of been that constant leading us through that change and holding the chamber and the community together through some of those things. So we certainly appreciate everything you do here at the chamber. Can you talk to us about 2026? We're right on the heels, and here we go again, right into another tremendous year for the chamber. What are some things you're excited about for this upcoming year?
Well, Dustin and I have some new things in the works that we haven't brought out yet, but some new exciting things that we're talking about that we'll be launching in 2026. Some, just other things to bring the community and the chamber together. We're excited about the growth of some of the events that we already have. We're moving our Senior Services Expo. As you guys know, we kind of grew out of the space that the fire department has so graciously lent us for the past few years. We've kind of grown out of it, and so we're moving that over to the community center, South Park Community Center. So we're growing that. We are, always excited about our first responders luncheon, and hope to grow that. And then of course the main thing, is the gala. we're excited about the gala getting bigger and bigger each year. So.
Yeah, so a tremendous gala this year, and then continuing to grow. And of course, there's Run the Quay, and then there's all the annual meeting that we do, and the Economic Development Summit, and there's all these little things, and Small Business Week. Small Business, what a huge, cool event that you guys put on each year. And sometimes it's just the little things that make a difference to a business being able to engage with other businesses.
Absolutely. And one of the other things that I didn't mention that I'm excited about is, last year we started, or this year I should say, the Young Entrepreneur Day out here. And we had several, kids anywhere from age 6 to 14, I believe, for the Young Entrepreneur Day. And that was such a hit in the community. And so Dustin and I were right away. We're going to make that bigger. We're going to open that up and make that bigger, and just gives these kids a way, an avenue to get their works out there and let people see what they do. So I'm excited about that too. That's going to be bigger and better in 26.
Yeah, so many exciting events, so many great things that took place here in 2025. I'm curious, so having the sales background and being in the weeds with that, now having a number of opportunities to see other businesses and how they interact with each other, what are some words of wisdom that you might share with local business owners as you've kind of seen these ribbon cuttings and seen these events and even having some of your own experience of how they can continue to try and grow and develop as a small business here in the community?
I would say first and foremost, don't just pay your money to the Fuquay Arena Chamber. We appreciate your money. We appreciate the commitment to the community, but you're doing it for your business before you're doing it for anything else. And we want to see you. We want these businesses to come because we can tell stories after stories of people who have grown their business because they're members of the chamber and they're making that connection. And our mantra here, it's our mantra. We say it over and over again. You're not going to make, new connections. You're not going to drive business sitting behind a computer. You need to get in front of people. And so I just encourage you to get out, go meet people. We're drowning in social everything right now. And again, I'm old fashioned. I go back to that. Build those relationships, and we give you every opportunity in the world to do that throughout the year. So that's what I would encourage businesses to do, is just get involved.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I know you have too, Marty, where you go to a ribbon cutting and after hours or breakfast, and we just went to one recently. There was 60-plus people there sharing what they do, how they can maybe connect and help you, and so it's really a community atmosphere, which is fantastic.
And I don't think there's a single event that I've been to where someone hasn't talked to me about my business, or I've talked to them about their business. And being able to, whether we're buying things from each other or services from each other, we're still being able to connect them to other people that might need their services or other people that might need their products. So it's a great culture that we have here at the Fuquay Arena Chamber of Commerce. So, Christie, why should someone be a member of the Fuquay Arena Chamber of Commerce?
Wow. So what I tell people all the time, we are a very active Fuquay Arena Chamber of Commerce. We have we have something going on all the time, ways for you to get involved and connected in the community and the business community. And the other thing is, we're fun. You guys.
We are fun.
We're a fun chamber, and we have a lot of fun. And we're here. We listen. We try to help these, our business, our members, any which way that we can. That's what we're here for. And I would say, we're the fastest growing chamber in North Carolina right now, and we are proud of that, and we're growing because we have so many awesome new members like you guys who have invested. And so I think you should join because we can help your business grow. First and foremost, we can help your business grow, but in turn, you're going to have a really good time doing it.
It's funny you mentioned this idea of having fun. I'd be curious to see Christie's photo album from 2025, because if there's anybody who's taking photos at every event that takes place over the course of a year, it's her. That photo album has to have a lot of fun smiles and other good things in there.
Yeah, and you've got in these pictures that are shared on social media, the Facebook and the Instagram and all that kind of stuff. Those businesses, when you're in those pictures, you're representing your business, and your business is getting promoted just by showing up to the event, whether you talk to anybody or not. You might be in that picture, and there's your logo, on the front page of the Facebook. So it's just awesome ways that we continue to grow the different businesses around the area. So it's so much fun.
Yeah, and we ask every guest, and you can opt out of this if you want to, but what are some of your favorite local spots, or what are the places that you like to frequent here in town or go around if you get a chance to go out with family and friends and whatnot?
There are 520 possible answers.
I know. And there's so many. Yes, there are a lot of places. Well, one of my favorite spots right now is Lucci Blues. And I'll shout out to
New
Kim.
business,
New
yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Lucci Blues is a new business. Kim, who's the owner, she and I went to high school together and cheered together in high school. And so I've just been just excited for her to see, her business come alive and doing really well. In Fuquay. So I love to go to Lucci Blues. Dustin and I just recently have found that Truman's down the street is an awesome place, to go eat. They're also new business and a new chamber member.
From food truck to brick and mortar location over
Exactly.
there. Really cool story.
And just a great family that run the business. Of course, I like to go to Rescue Wood Rehab.
Thanks for the shout out, Christy. We appreciate it.
No, I like to go to Rescue Wood Rehab, not necessarily to buy things so much, but Marty knows this. I like to stick my head in the door sometimes because there's a great energy in Rescue Wood Rehab. Good people there, and if I'm like having a down day or whatever, I can just go in there and say hey to the guys, and just lifts my spirits. So yeah, it's not always about spending money.
Yep, that's right. It is about the experience, and we have so many great businesses around town. I love to stop in and just say hi.
So many.
Yeah, all the time. The guys 2 doors down from me, Signature Postal, and when I'm done with Sawdust for a minute, I just go over to Signature Postal and say hi to Jerry and Casey and go, "What are you doing today?" And they, I'm having a rough day too. And we can share, and it's fun to interact with other people who are going through some of the same things that we all go through in business, right?
Yeah, you can learn a lot from each other. And I think sometimes you get stuck in your own niche of whatever your market is or what your particular profession is, but all of a sudden you start talking to folks in different professions, new perspective, new ways of trying to figure out whatever problem you're trying to solve. And so Christy and the team here does a phenomenal job of creating those interactions that you might not get just sitting in your business by yourself.
And I know, Brad, you've had this experience. There are so many other gyms and well-being businesses that you've connected with through doing this podcast, which is really cool for you to be able to connect with folks who do similar things to what you do.
Yeah, and you can never have enough people to refer others to. You're going to have people go through different seasons of the way they like to move or injuries or things like that. And just the other day at the breakfast, there was a number of physical therapists there, massage therapists, chiropractors. It's like you can have somebody to help with all of your needs regardless of what you're looking for in Fuquay. So I think it's fantastic.
Chamber of Commerce is a one-stop shop. Just come visit us. So, Christy, thank you very much for being a part of our podcast. Way to wrap up a great 2025, and we're going into 2026. Any final words as we get wrap up the 2025 year, Christy?
I'm just excited for 2026. We have a great board. We have great ambassadors here at the Chamber. We have great members. There's a lot of great energy right now. Lots of great energy. And I can say that because I was involved in the Chamber for so long before I came to work here. And it's an energy like I've never seen before. So I'm excited about 2026.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for being a guest on the podcast for today. We're glad we get to have you behind the mic here, and we're excited to see what you and Dustin can cook up for 2026. And so for all of our listeners out there, thanks so much for listening to the Better Together podcast, sponsored by Rescued Wood Rehab here in the Chamber of Commerce. From the Dashmore Conference Room and Studio, I am Brad.
And I am Marty.
And we are
Better Together.
We're better together. It's a weekly podcast We're better together. You should know that there's more in the dash. We're better together. Fuquay Arena, Chamber of Commerce. We're better together. Podcast.